In today's video, we're customizing this ripstop gym bag with bright and vibrant Polyneon green threads from Madeira. Using a firm, easy tearaway stabilizer will ensure a clean and crisp design.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to digitize a complex fill for the background. We're going to make sure that we select our complex fill tool as well as the fill there. And we're going to work our way around. Now we'll go ahead and change the color from black. And we'll pick a nice stitch angle that's going to be able to have the least amount of cut lines that we're going to see in it. So we're going to go around probably to so we're going to drop this down to about 15, 16 degrees right there. And we're going to move our start and stop points to minimize the number of overlaps that we actually do get. So I think we're going to drop it down to about right there. Looks good. Now I'm going to hit the T key, turn off True View, grab our complex fill tool again. We're going to do our second color for the shading. We're just going to follow this along right here. And across the bottom. Now that we've got that, we need to open up our density on there. Let's actually make that 16 degrees as well because we want it to fall in. We need to open up our density on there, and let's go to about probably 2.5 millimeters. We'll take a look at that. That looks a little sparse. We'll go down to about a 2 millimeter. Give us some nice shading. We're going to move our start and stop points again for the same reason. We're going to put them about like that so that we get a nice shading effect in there and it falls in. Next we'll grab our run stitch. We'll move up. No, we'll grab our run stitch tool and we're going to move from where that last object, one more time, we're going to move from that where that last object was up around underneath this outline to keep it moving without trimming. And we're going to do these sections here the same way. So I can actually select this, I can right click on this, and I can say make properties current. Now we've got that. We're going to go ahead and digitize the shading on these fingers, and we'll just go around here like this. We'll just do these as two separate objects. Like that. And we get our nice shading there. We'll go ahead and move our stop point down to here. We'll continue on with this portion. And there we go. Now we've got that. We'll again adjust our start and stop points so that we have a nice smooth transition going in and out. Next up, we'll do our satin stitches and we'll cover these areas. Let's go ahead and turn it to black first, making sure that my satin stitches are wide enough. And I need to change that to a satin stitch, and we're going to change our underlay as well. An edge run and zigzag, that should be okay. And now we're going to start working around the arm and doing it in a way that we're respecting the anatomies. All right, so we're going to start right here and we're going to work our way around. And I've got to make my properties current, and I'm going to apply current properties here, and then that'll fix that as we move forward. Let's go ahead and fix this section right here where that needs to be a square node and that needs to be a square node, and that as well. Now we've got that. we're going to continue moving around the hand. So I'm going to tuck this finger right here. And I'm actually going to move that up one right there so that it goes under. And now we're going to move around the hand. Now we're going to run down here. Do this piece. Like so, and then finally move up this way. Now we have our hand done, so we need to add the muscles loading component. So we'll go ahead and draw a rectangle here, and I'm going to give it a, let's say, a 5mm rounded corner. We'll take a look here, and then we'll draw our rectangle there. And right now it's a fill. We want it to be an outline of a satin, so we'll go ahead and change that here. And I want it to be thinner. So we'll go over to our special, and I'm going to set the width of that at 2. Grab that, our special, I'm going to set the width to 2mm, and we'll go ahead and adjust it over the top of the art here. I think I'm going to go with like a 3mm rounded corner. Grab that, bring it over to there. Bring this up to there. Now that we got that set, I'm just going to make sure that, again, we're at that 2mm, and that looks pretty good. Now we're going to put in our muscles loading bars, which we're going to do as a blue. And I'll just pick this blue right here. And we're going to do those as satin stitches. Like that, and I do want them to be that blue color. Now I can just click and drag to copy the objects. Like so. And let's change the color, this color here again back to black. And now we have our arm component. Let's take a look at the text. So now we'll go ahead and do our text. And I want it to be 13mm tall. And we're going to do a clockwise circle. Make sure there's no art apply. We can go ahead and hit H, and we can adjust the size of our circle until it arches nicely over the top of the text. And then I'm just going to copy and paste this text down there. And we'll go change the text. Like that. We'll go ahead and update that text, and we're going to change it to a counterclockwise circle. Just going to put it down there, and we can bring it up and tuck it underneath. And we want that text to be just a little bit larger, so we'll turn it to 15mm. And now all that's left is to run it on the machine.
All right, so today we're going to put this design onto this bag. We have this nice big area. It's going to fit on there very nicely. We've got her all ready to go. This had a little bag inside, so you got to watch for that kind of stuff. So I pulled her out and taped it to the hoop itself. We are using one of the magnetic hoops. This is like a heavy-duty ripstop material. You can actually see this little grid in there. So it's kind of heavy. It's got a lining. So these magnetic hoops, if you can get your hands on them, they are totally worth the extra money. Got a little handle here, so I'm going to get that out of the way. We're going to put her up in the machine, just let her run. We'll come back and show you the final product. We are using our Polyneon green for this product. So make sure there's nothing up in the way. Don't want to be embroidering anything together. So we'll do a quick trace and then we'll be right back and start her up. Looks quite nice. Let's take the hoop off. These magnets are super strong. And because it was kind of a heavy-duty material, we did use a tearaway, so that should come off nice and clean. We'll go in and clean that up when we're ready, but that's pretty good to start with.
All right, guys, so here we do have the finished product. It is made with Polyneon, so it does have that nice shine to it, but we could have done a CR metallic here around the arm to give it that gloss, and then we could have also done a frosted matte to give it the flat finish on the text here. You know, the bag is 17 by 10 by 10, so it is compact enough to go in a locker, and it's perfect for me, but it doesn't need to just be a gym bag. This could have been a weekend bag or a travel bag, what have you. Here we do have the colors, by the way, for the Polyneon and CR metallic, just to show you guys what it looks like here. Now, whether you're a multi-needle or whether you're a single head, this could be you know, suitable for any application, and we encourage you to experiment at home. So if you like our videos, go ahead and give us a thumbs up or subscribe, and we will see you next time.